But so we have favorite hero Flame Wingman, regular Flame Wingman stats 2112, level 6 Wind Warrior Fusion effect monster. The important part about this card is its summoning requirements. Material 2 monsters with the same type but different attributes. I have been waiting for this card for 10,000 years. We finally have there's only okay, we finally have another good Super Poly target that's generic. This is like the opposite of Mud Dragon. And we've needed this card forever, but we just never had this card with this fusion requirements. So this card makes Super Poly so broken. So now we have Garura, so same type, same attribute, different names. We have Mud Dragon, same attributes, different types. Now we have this guy, which is same types, different attributes. All we need now is different attributes, different types, and then Super Polymerization is the best Yu-Gi-Oh card ever. Super Polymerization is getting very close to being the best Yu-Gi-Oh card ever, going second. Like, no, my Caesar Desiree. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Super Polymerization is getting very close to being the best Yu-Gi-Oh card ever. You can just Super Poly any board state, almost. So, this is very, very good. This is very, very good. Super Poly never getting banned. I don't know, bro. Like, if I don't know, Super Poly might be a card that might need to get hit again. Like, if they make it so that Super Poly is always live against any board state, then Super Poly will 100% get banned. Like, there's no way that Super Poly can Super Poly any board under any circumstances, and then like it's not a ban worthy card. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Let me see. What are you talking about? I'll look at this in a sec. We're gonna talk about that card also. Um, we're gonna talk about that card also, and I'll look at that replay. It'll for sure get banned eventually. Different types, different attributes would be crazy. Yes, that's what I'm saying. It's like the last piece of the puzzle. We have everything other than different types, different attributes with this card. This card is very pushed. It's not pushed because like we're about to read the effect. The effect is like super whatever. And actually the effect of this card is not terrible. As because Super Poly usually is a card you're gonna use when you're going second. So this card's actual effect is not super bad. But we'll read that in a second. But this card's summoning requirement makes it almost 100% a playable card with Super Polymerization. And maybe that's just me being a Radiant Typhoon player at the moment, but I'm super hyped for this card because Super Poly is just getting better and better. And Super Poly is like the best board breaker in Yu-Gi-Oh! So, okay, so let's read the effect. This card is always treated as the elemental hero card. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. When this card declares an attack with this card and a monster with 2200 or more attack, you can make this card gain 1000 attack. Then you can special summon one level 4 or lower monster from your hand in defense. This effect is not bad, right? Like, obviously, you have to attack a big monster, but it summons a monster from your hand and it doesn't negate its effects, which is really cool. Um, Second effect, if a monster was destroyed by battle, this turn quick effect, you can fusion summon one fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field. So when it attacks, it summons a guy out your hand, and then when a monster is destroyed, it allows you to fusion summon. It's a cool card for heroes. It's a cool card for heroes. It can summon Chandra from your hand. Yes, it can summon Chandra from your hand, but it can also summon Eldum and Swen from your hand, which I think is really cool. So like you can go second. You can be like end the main phase battle. They're like okay, like they might think you have an evenly match. You go like Super Poly. You summon this guy. You attack something. You summon Eldum from your hand. Eldum grabs Crocea. You activate another quick way spell. You might be able to kill them in the battle phase just going Super Poly with this card. Maybe. This is really nice for Radiant Typhoon, exactly. That's what I'm saying. This card is clean. And it's a wind monster. It's a level 6 wind monster. That's also very good. So it's oh my god. I just thought about it even more. This card's even more broken than I thought it was. Because one of the issues with Super Poly is that you can't Super Poly after Crocea. Because you're locked into winds. This guy's a wind monster. So you can Crocea first, grab like some shit like Vortex or Phonics, and then Super Poly them after you resolve Crocea into this guy because he's a wind monster. Wait, holy shit. Yo, I just invented a combo. You go Crocea, right? Okay. You do some shit. You go Crocea. You summon Crocea. You grab MST Magala. You super poly two of their guys. You summon this. You attack into this. Summon Magala from your hand. MST a back row. Magala summons Phonics. I'm cooking, bro. And then you can make a rank 6 main phase too. Yo, this card is broken. This card is broken. I'm a fan. I'm a fan. Let's go. I'm a fan. I'm a fan. I'm a fan. But yeah, that's this card's number one super poly target. Why do you think you're getting to super poly targets that easy? Bro, we have Mud Dragon, Garura, and this card. There's basically almost no end board you're going to end on that is not going to be able to get super poly now. Okay, next bit of support. So the next thing I wanted to look at is this card that everyone is goshing over. Again, another sick artwork, by the way. Another sick artwork. Konami's really cooking with these artworks. Like, this card looks sick. Let's get the full picture. This card looks sick, by the way. Sick artwork. All the different warriors. What is this? It's Junk Destroyer, Road Warrior, Nitro Warrior, Turbo Warrior, and Junk Warrior. Did I get it right? I'm pretty sure that's what they are. This card is looks crazy. Someone posted an FTK with this card. I know we have the link to it. We're going to look at the FTK in a second. So Synchro Emergency. Normal trap card. You can only activate one card with this card's name once per turn. If your opponent controls a monster, you can activate this card from your hand. You cannot special summon from the extra deck until the end of the next turn after this card resolves, except Synchro monsters. Also, you can special summon one monster from your hand, but its effects are negated. Then, if your opponent controls a monster that was special summoned from the extra deck, you can special summon a Synchro monster from your deck. You can banish this card from your graveyard immediately after this effect resolves. Synchro summon one Synchro monster. So, it's a hand trap. Like I said yesterday, it's kind of like a Gamma card because it requires a brick. You're going to have to play a Synchron monster next to this. I think the best one is Steam Synchron. I'm interested to see if... Where's Steam Synchron right now on the market? Steam Synchron. I'm pretty sure it's getting bought out. Rare, ultra rare. Actually, okay, cool. It has multiple printing, so that's good. It's actually going up crazy. But I guess it doesn't matter because it's like dirt. It's still infinite copies. Yeah, it's infinite copies. But, okay. The best one is Steam Synchron because it says during your opponent's main phase, you can immediately after this effect resolve Synchro Summon. So it gives you an additional Synchro Summon in addition to the trap card banishing from the grave. But yeah, so like I was saying, this card is very good. It's a hand trap that lets you put up a Synchro on turn 0 basically. In Synchron, obviously you can go into Junk Speeder and then you can start Synchro climbing with Junk Speeder. Like Synchrons have infinite ways to quick Synchro. So in specifically Synchron, I understand this card can be like an FTK card. In other decks, I still think it's good. Like for instance, in decks like Keeltoon and Elvenote, I think this card also will see play. Like almost definitely. Because those decks already want to Synchro Summon and have ways to potentially Synchro Summon turn 0. So now having a hand trap that allows you to do a Synchro Summon on turn 0 seems very, very good. I think it's a good card. I don't know if it's game breaking though. It requires a brick that you don't want to draw, right? Like if you draw the trap plus the Synchron, it's kind of bad, no? So it's like a hard brick. You're putting like a card that's in your deck that's really doo-doo going first. Not the trap card, I mean the Synchron. Like if you draw the Synchron going first, the trap is also bad. It becomes like dead almost. And you have like a terrible card in your deck. It's like a super high risk, high reward type card, but it seems really cool. You also need a monster in hand and good extra deck targets level wise. That is true. That is true. In a Synchro deck that plays that tries to Synchro climb, that's less of an issue because you should just be naturally playing a bunch of good Synchro monsters. All right, so let's look at this combo. real quick. All right, let's look at this. This combo's asked, by the way, just funny. I mean, let's see. I mean, if you resolve this combo, you definitely feel crazy, right? Like, like imagine complaining about Holy Soon Famena when you got something like this. This is the future of Yu-Gi-Oh! Turn Zero. Oh, Beals. You're gonna give them Beals. That's funny. It's just an infinite loop with Beals. Yeah. Turn zero plays are cringe. I don't think so. I think turn zero plays are good for the game. Obviously, when you're doing things like this, yeah, this is like kind of OD. But like, this is just like a shitty YouTube combo. But I understand. But yeah, good card. So far, I don't know. Like so far, all of these cards have been good. Next, we can talk about the Gaga Girl card. Again, another top tier artwork. Top tier. This artwork is crazy. By the way, like, bro, this artwork is fire. This card is kind of shit. I think it's okay. I think in decks that play Xyz monsters, this card is not terrible. So we have Gaga Girl 0/0 call. Level 3 Dark Spellcaster effect, 1000 attack, 0 defense, or 800 defense. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. If your opponent special summons a monster from the extra deck, you can target a face-up monster you control. Special summon this card from your hand, and if you do, after this effect resolves, immediately synchro summon, or excuse me, Xyz summon using only this card and the targeted monster. If you do, you can treat this card's level as the same as that monster. If this card is detached to activate Xyz monster's effect, you can change the attack of one face-up monster your opponent controls to 0. It's cool. It's a cool card. I mean, it's not an amazing card. It's not a hand trap. I mean, it is a hand trap, but it's like a card like Sheena. Like it's a hand trap if you're already playing the game, or if somehow you're able to stick a body on the board turn 0, then it's like a hand trap that you can pair next to another hand trap that puts itself on the board. So I mean, it's not a card that immediately screams broken, but under certain circumstances, this card is definitely not a bad Yu-Gi-Oh card, right? Like I wouldn't say this card is bad, right? It just is not. I would say it's just not extremely usable right now in our immediate thoughts. But I think this is a card that you probably would want to pick up just to have. First of all, I think this card will be expensive. And again, like we were talking about the Yu-Gi-Oh and the market boom that I think Yu-Gi-Oh is gonna have, I think that this card will be expensive. Um, but also I think that in certain circumstances it's playable. Yeah, it's an Xyz Hop Air Squadron, which I think is a really cool concept. Obviously, Hop Air Squadron is a card that doesn't really see play, but it's always a cool card that, in theory, potentially could be good. Um, Maybe if there's like a world, right? Like say for instance, there's like a world where like this card is searchable in a combo, which this card is definitely searchable. Like, so just don't say it is searchable. Listen to what I'm saying. Like, imagine if this card was like searchable in a deck not named Anamont, right? That's an Xyz deck that maybe you can play this card as like a one of that, like your combo just naturally searches, and so you search this card in your combo as a one of in your deck. So during the opponent's turn, you have an extra form of interaction by like via Xyz summoning. I think that would be kind of cool. So I don't think it's a bad card. I think in a vacuum, I just think that's not very good right now. Good into Charmies, yeah, it's fine into Charmies, right? All right. Was that the last card I wanted to look at? I mean, we can look at the new Pendulum card, but I feel like Pendulums they need a lot more than just like I don't know. Pendulums need a lot to become good again, to be honest. Like pendulums is just like hyper go first combo shenanigans. Like I think in order for pendulums to be good, they have to make a pendulum archetype and design it to be good. I don't think you can just give magicians support and then pendulums will come back. I don't think that that will allow pendulums back into the game, in my opinion. I think you actually have to make a new pendulum archetype. But we can read the card. Astrograph Sorcerer, the Star Magician, level 7, Dark Spellcaster effect, 25 by 2k, Pendulum Scale 1, Pendulum effect. You can only use the Pendulum effect of this card's name once per turn. During the main phase, you can destroy this card. If you do, place one Pendulum monster whose Pendulum Scale is 1 from your hand or deck into the Pendulum Zone, except for Astrograph Sorcerer, the Star Magician, but it cannot activate its effects. I think the reason why they said that or I'm saying the reason why this card says that it can't activate its effect is because you can destroy this card and plays Monkey Board because Monkey Board is the scale 1. There are probably some other broken scale ones that I'm not thinking about right now, but the card that immediately comes to my mind is Monkey Board. So it's like with this Pendulum or Joker and like straight up Monkey Board, you would have like 9 copies of Monkey Board in your deck, which I don't even think would be that broken. Like obviously it would be insanely powerful, but it's like we're talking about pendulums. Pendulums are very underpowered right now. So I think that like maybe it should have allowed it to use this effect, but again, there are probably some other scale ones that I'm not thinking about that if this card allowed them to use their effects, it would probably create some sort of FTK or something. But my immediate thought was Monkey Board. What does Monkey Board do again? It searches a Performapal monster. You can only use the first and second effect of this monster's effect name each once per turn. If a face-up monster you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon this card from your hand. And if you do, special summon one of those destroyed monsters from your grave or face-up extra deck. I mean, this is good. It's kind of like Astrograph. Astrograph searches an extra copy. This just summons it. So, like, it's like a 1.5 card Electromite. Same thing as, like, regular Astrograph. Because, like, if you have this card next to, like, something that destroys itself in the scale, which like the other Supreme King Magician does, like the white one. You can like destroy it in the scale. It puts like Supreme King card in the scale. If this card's in the hand, it summons itself plus the other Supreme King from the extra deck. That one also does something when it's special summon, so that card will also search a card, and then you could turn them both into Electromite. So it's a good card. It's a good card. During the main phase quick effect, you contribute this card. If you do fusion, summon one dragon fusion monster from your extra deck by shuffling materials from your hand or face up extra deck into the deck. I don't know exactly what this does, like in context. The only card I know that Pendulums usually would play was Starving Venom. This probably does more. I guess you could summon Zark in some scenarios, which is kind of cool. It's just a good card. I mean, I don't know if you want me to tell you guys. It's a good card. Artwork is cool too, but it's just a good card. Why is adding a Performapal to your hand broken? Because you can add Skullcrow Bad Joker. And then Skullcrow Bad Joker on summon searches any Performapal or Pendulum Magician card. So it's just like, it's just hyper consistency. And then in context with the other Pendulum cards, like it just does a lot. Who cares? I mean, Konami kind of cares because like in the past that was like an issue. It was an issue 2 times. Like it was an issue in Pepe, which was obviously like 10 years ago, which sounds crazy, but that was 10 years ago. And then it was also an issue when they had triple Electromite, like just being able to like hyper consistent pendulum deck, turboing out multiple Electromites, etc. It was an issue there also. Unk, yeah, kinda, but it's a good card. I feel like there were some other cards I wanted to look at. I think the other cards that I wanted to look at were the BLS cards, but those cards are a little bit harder for me to. We've already kind of talked about this card, so I won't talk about it again. But I think that the BLS cards are kind of hard for me to give like a really good read on because I don't know what all they do in context. Like They read very good, but it's like, are they a deck? Actually, it's kind of crazy. Where are the BLS cards? I don't see them here. Oh, they're right here. Okay. Again, these artworks are actually sick. Like Yu-Gi-Oh doesn't have slabs like other games like One Piece and Pokemon. But I'm telling you, when these full arts come out, I think that Yu-Gi-Oh is gonna start doing slabs, like PSA slabs, because this card in like a 10 might be like, oh my god, that shit looks crazy. These cards look insane. Um, but yeah, the combined orb is crazy. Like putting them next to each other, yeah, like their arts kind of go together. It's actually crazy. Nostalgia bait, love to see it. I mean, it's nostalgia bait and it's cool because these cards are actually very good in my opinion. These cards are pretty good. All right. So we have Blackluster or Black Chaos, the ultimate magical swordsman. Spellcaster Dark, 3k by 25. Cannot be normal summon a set. Must be special summon from the hand by shuffling one spellcaster or warrior ritual monster from your hand or graveyard into the deck. You can only special summon it once per turn that way. You can discard this card, place a continuous trap that mentions Ritual of Light and Darkness from your deck or graveyard face up on the field, unaffected by your opponent's activated effects while you have a ritual spell in your graveyard. Once per turn, you can banish 2 cards your opponent controls. Decent card. We have to see what this first effect like entails to really give a good read on how good the card actually is. Okay. Skull Archfiend of Chaos, Dark Fiend, level 6, 25 by 12. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. If this card is in the hand or graveyard, you can target 3 cards in the graveyards or face a banishment, including a card that mentions Ritual of Light and Darkness, other than Skull Archfiend of Chaos. Place them at the bottom of the deck in any order, and if you do special summon this card. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can send 1 ritual spell from your hand or deck to the grave, add 1 ritual monster mention on it from the deck to the hand. So this is the card that I heard people talking about with Habakiri, which is kind of funny because you can like dump mirror and then add Habakiri, which is kind of funny. I don't know how often you're gonna do that, especially with the new Link 2 that got revealed like the day after this or a couple days after this. I don't think that you're gonna want to jump through that many hoops in order to get to Habakiri. I think the more and more I think about it, Habakiri is just gonna have to get banned, like or errated. That's another thing they could do. I don't remember the last time we've gotten a card errated like this soon, but maybe if they don't want to just straight up ban Habakiri, I know I think it was Josh that talked about it. It's like errating Habakiri, and I'm not completely against that. I think if Habakiri says you cannot summon you cannot summon except for reptile monsters the turn you activate this effect, I think that'd be cool. Yeah, they should reptile lock Habakiri. Okay, next card, Celtic Guardian, Mystic Celtic Sage, Light Warrior, level 4, 12 or 1400 tech, 2k defense. You can only use the first and second effect of this card name each once per turn. If this card is normal special summon, you can activate this effect. You can only special summon from the extra deck once for the rest of the turn. Also reveal your entire hand, and if there's a card that mentions Ritual of Light and Darkness in it, you can draw 3 cards, then discard 2 cards. I mean, it's a very interesting effect. So you reveal your hand to your opponent, and then you just draw 3 cards, but discard 2. It's a weird card. I don't know if I like having to reveal my entire hand to my opponent. It's like a cool gimmick. It's like something that's not really used, like showing your opponent your hand. I guess like Vanquish kind of does that in a weird way, but like just straight up showing your entire hand to your opponent is kind of crazy. But you get to draw 3 cards. So there will be 3 unknowns usually that your opponent doesn't know you have, and you discard 2. You can tribute this card, special summon 1 ritual monster that mentions Ritual of Light and Dark from your hand. Okay. Kribo Retrain. Garifo. Alright. Dark Fiend, level 1, 300 by 200. You can only use the first effect of this card's name once per turn. Quick effect. You can discard this card, activate one of these effects. The next battle or effect damage you would take becomes 0. Okay. Set one quick play spell or trap that mentions Ritual of Light and Dark from your deck. That's a good effect. Um, it can be activated this turn. All right. So depending on the quick play spells, this card's like a 3 of. For the ritual summon of exactly one level 8 monster with a card effect that requires the use of monsters, this card can be used as the entire tribute. So it's like a shirt. That's cool. I like Karibo's hat. It is a cool hat. All right, so we have the two full arts, but then this is like their regular form, which I think is a really good idea to have like the regular form of the card and then the full art be like very very hard to get. But then the regular form of the card still looks neat. I would say they still look good. Um, so we have Black Chaos, the Dark Chaos Magician, level 8 Dark Spellcaster Ritual Monster, 28 by 26. You can ritual summon this card with Ritual of Light and Darkness. You can only use the first and third effect of this card's name each once per turn. If this card is special summoned, add a spell card from your graveyard to your hand. So playing on the original like DMOC, just adding back a spell card, that's really cool. That's a cool effect. Unaffected by your opponent's activated card effects unless they target this card. Spell and trap cards you control cannot be destroyed or banished by your opponent's card effect. Excuse me, guys. Excuse me. Alright. Cool effect. You can target one card your opponent controls, banish it face down. So not a quick effect. So this card isn't really a disruption on the opponent's turn. It's just a very good card. Thank you. It's just a very good card. It's just a very good card though. Adding back a spell is always good, right? Because it doesn't just add back any archetype card, it just adds back any spell card. So if you use the card like Call by the Grave to push your combo through, whatever, Talons, Prosperity, whatever you end up playing in this deck, like probably, I feel like this deck could play like cards like Extravagance maybe. Like it doesn't seem like it uses any extra deck cards. Cards like that, you can just add back any spell card, which is really cool. The next card is Blackluster Soldier, Soldier of Light and Darkness. Level 8 Earth Warrior Ritual Monster, 3k by 25. You can ritual summon this card with Light and Dark Ritual. You can only use the first and third of this card's third effect of this card's name each once per turn. If this card is special summon, you can target one card your opponent controls, banish it. Okay, so BLS. Cannot be destroyed by battle, unaffected by your opponent's activated effects unless they target this card. Okay. When this card destroys the opponent's monster by battle, you can make it gain 1500 attack, and if you do, it can attack a second time in a row. So yeah, it's BLS. It's just BLS. But rechain, kind of. So the thing is, these effects are cool, but my thing is, where's the disruption coming from on the opponent's turn? Because none of these are like quick effects. Chat, am I missing something? So like maybe I have to keep reading the rest of the cards, but like I'm trying to figure out where the disruption is coming from. Like these cards are solid, but they're not really creating disruption. Like these cards seem like they do good things on your turn. This card might help you OTK in certain setups, but it relies on spells and traps. Okay, cool. So here's the Light and Dark Ritual. You can only use the second effect of this card's name once per turn. Ritual summon one BLS or DMOC from your hand by tributing monsters from your hand or field, or banishing monsters from your graveyard whose total level equals or exceeds the level. So you can banish the Karibo to pay for the entire cost, basically. If this card is in your graveyard, you can add it and one card that mentions ritual from your grave to the hand. That's a very good effect. This second effect is very, very good. So it just adds itself back plus any one of the cards in the archetype, basically. This effect is very good. This is a very good card. Next card. This artwork is also clean. This artwork is so cool. It looks like the manga. Mystic Box of Chaos. Quick play spell. When your opponent activates a card or effect that targets another card you control, return one of those cards you control to the hand. If set, reveal it. And if you do destroy one card on the field, then you can special summon monster that mentions Ritual of Light and Dark from your hand with a different name than the returned card, ignoring its summoning condition. Okay. So this spell kind of works well with the BLS, because like if they target one of your cards, you chain this, you bounce the card to your hand, and then you can summon the BLS from your hand, ignoring the summoning condition, and then this card banishes something on special summon. Okay, that's cute. If this card is destroyed by your opponent, okay. If this card is destroyed by your opponent, you can special summon ritual monster that mentions light and dark ritual from your hand or deck. When would this card be destroyed by the opponent? I guess like if it's set and I somehow destroy it. Oh, okay. I knew that this deck had like a magical hats card. So maybe you can like put this card on the field with the magical hats. I'm just assuming because if it's a retrain of magical hats, I know that's one of the things magical hats was good for. Like in really old Yu-Gi-Oh, is like you can like put spells and traps and then your opponent would destroy them. So okay, I understand. So let's see what this magical hats card does. Okay, chaos hats or chaos silk hats. When your opponent activates a normal spell or trap or monster effect, choose 3 spell or traps with different names from each other from your deck and one monster in your main monster zone that mentions Ritual of Light and Dark. And if you do, special summon those chosen spell and trap cards as normal monsters. Spellcaster 8, 0 attack, 0 defense, whose names are Chaos Hat, in face down defense position. Set the chosen monsters and shuffle them on the field. Then your opponent activates. Activated effects becomes destroy one opponent's set card. Oh, okay, yeah. So it is a retrain of magical hats. Okay. So you set the spells and traps, you shuffle them on the field, then your opponent blows them up. So you obviously are gonna set this one, but it's saying to set 3. But this one doesn't do anything when it's destroyed. It's a negate, kinda. Yeah, I like those type of effects. I like the type of effects that aren't just negates. They change your opponent's effects to do something else. It just makes for a more interesting gameplay. Um, and it kind of plays into like the Yugi gimmick of like magical hats and like shuffling stuff and your opponent doing weird like chancy stuff. It's cool. This card is good when it's destroyed. This card doesn't do anything when it's destroyed. Does the trap do anything when it's destroyed? Mind Shuffle, continuous trap. You can only use the first effect of this card name each once per turn. You cannot activate this card's first effect and second effect in the same chain. During either player's turn, you can add a monster that mentions Ritual of Light and Darkness from your deck to your hand and discard 1 card. When your opponent activates a card or effect, you can return 1 level 7 or higher monster you control to the hand. Special summon 1 monster with a different name from your hand that mentions Ritual of Light or Dark, ignoring its summoning condition. You can set any spell and trap. I understand you can set any spells and traps, but I feel like it would have been a much cooler gimmick if like all the cards in the archetype do something when they're destroyed by an opponent's card. Like the fact that all the spells and traps don't have an effect that when this card is destroyed by an opponent's card do X, Y, and Z is kind of disappointing to me because like you said, cards like rollback, cards like waking, like cards that are just terrible cards in your deck, right? Like they're just hella bricky bad cards in your deck. Like you're kind of incentivized to play those type of cards because there aren't many cards in the actual archetype that give you value from like being destroyed by an opponent's card. I think it would have been really cool if all of the cards had effects when they're destroyed by an opponent's card, and then you just make the deck revolve around magical hats. Like I feel like that would be kind of cool if it was just like a magical hat retrain deck, and it's like a chaos source deck that revolves around magical hats and like doing like shit with magical hats. That'd be kind of cool. But it's still a cool archetype. I'll say that. It's definitely a cool archetype for sure. For sure, it's a cool archetype. But yeah. Okay. So I think that's it for the cards that I wanted to look at.